104.1 KRBE. It's the Roula Ryan Show. Don't forget, coming up next, how'd you catch your cheater? You didn't need roses. You didn't need us. You just found them on your own.
And we always learn something new about how technology is busting people left and right. You had no idea what links and keychains are hooking together that are messing up your cheats. Okay, so that's happening a little bit. I want to give a little status on me. I think, Eric, that's very nice that you brought that up because it's true. Here on the Roula and Ryan Show, we do our thing all morning, every day for all these years, and people are tuning in and tuning out at different times for their work schedule, their commutes, their drives, whatever they're doing. Some people listen to us all 4 hours of the show with their earbuds at home, and some people only catch us for little bits and blips. So you may have missed this, but I am not in the studio with the gang. And I have not been in the studio with the gang since July 17th. Wow. It was July 17th was my last show in the studio.
Dang.
Or actually July 18th, actually. I'm lying to you because July 19th was my surgery. Mm-hmm. So July 18th, day after Kevin's birthday. July 19th, I went in to have ankle surgery. It is something that had been coming for a long time. I had struggled with pain for a long time. And when people ask me, what'd you do to your ankle? Well, it was a series of things over time that I think especially women, we don't put ourselves first a lot of times. And you just think, I'll just power through the pain. It's fine. I'm okay. I rolled my ankle wearing Foxy heels. I know this for a fact. I was out probably with my husband and some friends or maybe on a dinner date. I remember rolling my ankle wearing high heels on my right ankle. And it wasn't that bad where I fell. I just rolled it. And I'm talking y'all years ago I did this. And I thought, was fine. I'll power through the pain. It kind of hurts. It's fine. Every now and again it would hurt. Every now and again it would hurt. I want to say I probably did it again in wedges, but not totally, like years later. I can't confirm that, but something obviously injured me. And 2 years ago, in April of 21, I just was hurting so bad I went to the doctor and I got an MRI. Well, first he did an x-ray and he goes, "Are you in a lot of pain?" I go, "Yeah." He's like, "You have a chipped bone in your ankle and all your tendons are smashed to hell and it's just terrible. How are you walking?" I go, "I don't know. I just am." So we did a couple of shots so that I could stay the execution of a surgery. Because you know what? The surgeon tells you need surgery. Unless it's your heart where you're going to die if you don't do it right now. Most people are like, "Oh, I have a torn ACL," or "Oh, I have this problem." Well, let's see when we can do that. But there's other options besides surgery.
Especially
I tried the two other
foot.
options. It's my driving foot.
So,
yeah, my right ankle.
Anyone out there, if they say you can't drive for at least 3 months, you're going to be like, well, let me try and put this off because I got this happening. And Christmas is happening. Vacation. There's always something happening.
Always something was happening. So I just did the 2 shots and the second one didn't work that well. And I finally said, okay, let's just get this done. So I had the surgery done and it's so crazy that I did not know how brutal it was going to be because I knew I was going to get screws in my ankle. I posted on Instagram at Radio Roula if you want to see how it looks. It's 3 Home Depot bolts. They're just like giant. They go all the way through the bone of my ankle. It starts at my heel. It goes all the way through my ankle to fuse the joint of my ankle together.
Now,
There's 3 of them.
Is that a grip right all weather?
Yes. That's what I was wondering.
I'm like, this is something Kevin and Booster definitely have used to redo their kitchens. Somewhere in their bathroom renovation, they use these bolts.
Rust-Oleum on there?
It's pretty bad. And I have to always have my leg elevated. I was in a cast for 6 weeks. Wait, how long was I in a cast? 6 weeks. I got the cast off last Thursday, and I was never allowed to walk on it the whole time I was in the cast. Yes. So all of my muscle shrunk down to nothing. It was so weird how my one leg is different than the other.
Yeah, things atrophy.
Just
exactly.
After 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, crazy. And I still haven't built it back yet because I'm slowly starting to take steps in this boot that I'm supposed to wear at all times. The only difference between this and the cast is I have the freedom to remove it so I can actually take a shower by myself.
And you are walking on it now?
I can walk
putting
on
weight
it.
on it.
Yes, I can put weight on it now, but I prefer, I think I overdid it. Like example yesterday, I tried to walk a little more independently, thinking, okay, I'm not going to be on the scooter as much. Let me try and work this ankle out. And I paid for it severely. It was so swollen. I have crutches, but that's a lot of work. Yeah.
How's the mental game going? Because I know the physical stuff obviously sucks.
It's pretty rough because
you're trapped in the house.
That's There was like on Saturday, I told Tasso, I feel like I'm going to get out of the house because I can't drive. So I have to be driven somewhere. And I wasn't going anywhere because it was so hot that I'd get hot in the cast and I didn't want to be stuck somewhere where I was just like so hot. We went for a drive on Saturday night just to get out. And I probably lasted 30 minutes and we came home. The home thing isn't as bad. I just hate that I don't have my routine. I don't see you guys in person. We don't have the same, like, during the breaks, we like joke and stuff. Yeah. But I'm on the Zoom screen. I'm like,
you were by yourself?
I wonder what they're talking about. It's real quiet over here. It's just me and my dog.
Put it in the chat.
And you guys are all talking. I can see you, but it's muted.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
people don't know
just
that.
looking out the window.
Laughing over
here. So that's my update. I'm hanging in there. I've had a lot of pain, a lot. Last night I probably woke up every 45 minutes. Every 45 minutes I was awake. So they're trying to manage the pain of it. But it's just been a rough go, and it's going to be a rough go, but it had to happen, and hopefully on the other side I'll be like, woo, look at me, I'm Greek festival dancing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll be ready to ski.
I'm Greek festival dancing in the studio because I can. So that's my update at Radio Rula on Instagram. You can see
people
a
asking
picture of
that,
my
like
ankle.
we use Zoom and stuff so we can see each other.
Yeah, we can see each other.
That's how we get
But I'm
cues and
on a
stuff.
broadcast feed, and that's why sometimes my microphone might not sound the best because I don't realize if it's like I have my own board. Like Sam has the board with the buttons, and I have my own here. And so sometimes if it's crunching out, me and Sam talk about like how to.
When you say
adjust.
crunching
Okay.
out, that means when.
It's like this.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you. I know it's not easy to do a show from away from us and on pain pills and trying to get from your bedroom to the studio in your house.
I'm proud of you for finally pulling the trigger on it because I know that you were
Pushed
really,
it off and
pushing
pushed
it off
it
and
off.
dancing
Yeah.
around
Pushed
it.
it
Well,
off.
not really
You'll feel
dancing,
better in the long
limping
run.
around it.
Kevin just doesn't
But
want to
we
see
know
in
why
Crocs
I was
anymore.
pushing it off now, right? My God, it was so crazy. And yes, Crocs were my shoe of
That's why
choice
Kevin's
before.
like, please, no more Crocs.
No more
Yeah,
I
Crocs.
know. I couldn't do anything else but Crocs, so now hopefully I get in real shoes. Thanks for the check-in, guys. Love you guys. Miss you guys.
Love you, Roula.
Get back to your scooter.
Okay, me and my scooter. Okay, coming up next, let's go to the phones at 713-390-KRBE for How'd You Catch Your Cheater? You didn't need Rule and Ryan's roses. You figured it out on your own. How? And maybe you're the cheater that got caught. How'd you get busted?
Oh, I'd like
Let's
to hear
hear from
that.
you
Interesting
next.
angle.
Yeah, on the Rule and Ryan Show on 104.1 KRBE.
You busted them on your own, so pick up your phone. How'd you catch a cheater on the Roula and Ryan Show?
104.1.
KRBE.
All right, the number is 713-390-KRBE. That's 713-390-5723. How did you catch your cheater? I know we've had people leave calls on the list line about it.
Well, look, for a lot of people who've never heard us do this segment, this is a way for you to learn how people actually can get busted through technology or whatever. And we asked the question if it happened to you in both scenarios. Like, are you the cheater that got busted and this is how your person found out and you were like, oh my God, I had no idea? Or are you the one that got cheated on and you're like, oh God, the idiot.
I can't believe you did that.
Sometimes by sharing your experience, you can help somebody else out that's listening that maybe
sure,
they're
for
going
sure.
through the same
But we need you
thing.
to call in to do that.
Right now,
And the number is?
713-390-KRBE.
That's right, 5723 on your phone. I think that a lot of Apple Watches being synced to cell phones are probably the top way we've learned in the last couple of years. People leave their Apple Watch on the charger, let's say on the nightstand, and then they're in the bathroom on the cell phone having a text
A
conversation.
lot of mirrored devices.
You think like 1897, like he found the letter by her, he's writing with the lantern right next
Well, it
door,
was
and he was writing a letter
probably
to Beatrice, how much he loves her, about to go off to war.
Yeah, it was probably harder to meet people to cheat with back then, but they didn't have the technology to get caught either.
Yeah, I think cheating.
It's always
been there.
existed, but I
always
think
been
it
around.
probably exists a lot more
Wasn't
now
it the
because of
scuttlebutt
technology.
of the town? The town was real small, and somebody saw somebody with somebody's, person.
Also, what else did they have to do?
Yeah.
Pick crops and bang.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah, there's no cable.
That's why they all had like 14
No
kids.
Instagram
and they
or
could have
anything.
future
Yeah, good
farmers.
point. Now, earlier we were talking about we were doing this, and people started texting how they were getting cheated on, and I had Ahmad call some of them and record them
We shifted some to the listener line as well.
so we could play some of those.
All right, here's the first one.
My ex-husband, we lived in Dallas. So the first time I caught him cheating was through email. He was looking for a job, and he wanted me to help him with the resume and all that jazz. And so I'm going through the emails and found, a message to this chick. that he was cheating on me with. I moved here to Houston, and then he was like, oh, let's work this out. We've invested 7 years. We have a kid. So I went back to Dallas, and I go to his restroom to try to find something, and then there's a woman's overnight bag. And then I started looking at his credit card receipts, and there's like dinners and all of these things. Found a phone bill, found a number. I called one of the numbers and asked to speak to him. The woman answered, and she was like, you know, he doesn't live here. You have the wrong number. Then he calls me really angrily, like, how did you get this number? Why are you calling such and such? And that was just the first lady. Then I saw picture books from my daughter with somebody else's name on it, like, to my daughter from such and such, can't wait for us to develop a friendship. And I'm like, well, who the hell is this? And my daughter recognized the name, and she was like, oh, that's my daddy's friend. Turns out she's going through cancer treatment.
No.
She had some other chick, plus this lady who was also going through cancer. Like, he was taking her to treatment, helping her out at the gym when she wanted to exercise. They didn't know he was married or we were separated. He told both of them that I'm his crazy baby mama who took his daughter and ran off to another city.
Wow.
No.
Well, this guy was a serial cheater.
Whoa.
He begs her to come back to Dallas. She comes to Houston to start a new life.
Lame.
He begs her to come back, and she's like, immediately finds out that this dude has been cheating all over the place with a woman
my
that's in a relationship with a woman that's got cancer, taking her to treatment. That is messed
And I
up.
wonder if that lady even had... That lady
Any
definitely
idea?
No,
didn't.
they had no idea that she existed.
She's getting cheated on, too. Okay, let's go to Lori on the line at 713-390-KRBE. It's How'd You Catch Your Cheater? Lori's going to tell us her story. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Hey, Lori, we're fine. So how'd you catch your cheater?
Well, actually, my husband was acting very weird, and I knew something was up because coming home late, you know, and saying that he had to work on the weekends, which has never happened. So what I did is I bought a tracker for his truck.
Oh,
You invested.
I love
Oh, and what did you find out, Lori?
Yeah, well, I put this trucker. I told him that there was a recall on his truck. So I took it home, and he went to work on my car. And what happened was I came home, I installed it myself. I was so smart.
Look at you.
Pat on the back on that one, honey.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how to do that. Wow.
So you put the
installed the
spyware
tracker on his truck.
On his truck.
Well, I followed him. I didn't have to go nowhere or waste my time or my gas or anything, so I was looking at it on my computers, right?
Wow. Okay.
And I followed him everywhere he was going, and I called him up, and I said, so where are you? Oh, I'm at this address. He was like somewhere else that I knew, but it was a lie because he was on a different side of town.
Where was he
And I
going?
said, so why? So he was going on 290 in Houston, and I said, but where are you going? And he's like, oh, I'm over here off of 45. And I said, really? Really? So why are you going on 290? And he started like, you're lying. You just want to make me be the bad guy, blah, blah, you know.
Turn it around.
And then I said, okay, so why are you taking 610? And then he just kept like, you know, acting like I was the bad guy. And
God.
Finally, because he was coming from 290, this was apartments that had a gate, so I couldn't figure it out. Who was he messing with? So I waited.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to tell him so many things, but I waited. So what I did, his phone, I had barely changed it under my name.
Yeah.
So what I did was I reported the phone stolen, and they sent me a new one, and I connected it with the same number.
Oh my God, you are!
And-
oh my God, you're so smart.
This is really good. This is really good.
So invested.
Okay.
Holy smokes! You reported the phone stolen, and then you linked it with what now?
Okay, so I called the company, and I said, I need to know where my son's been going, which I don't have one, you know. So I said, okay, I need to find out the numbers for 3 months behind, and I just need to know the record of it, the call. And they did send, oh, no problem, we'll send them to you to the computer, blah, blah, blah. And there was this number over and over and over, of course. He was cheating. Lunchtime, he wouldn't call me anymore. Well, that number appeared a million times. Lunchtime.
Who was the girl?
Afternoon.
Yeah, who was she?
Well, I I try to tell him to please tell me if you're messing around because we never had kids. He's never been a father. And he's, no, I don't want any kids. And I said, because I'm older than you, so I can't have any kids. So that's why we got married. We've been married for 17 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I called the number. She answered. And I said, hello, who's this? And she hung up. I guess I don't know.
So she was aware of you then.
So what?
Was she
I
like a
think
double
so.
life wife, or what was her story?
Well, she knew he was married. She knew he was married. And so I called her again and I said, are you messing with my husband? Are you going out with my husband?
Yeah.
And she hung up again. And then she started saying, and then she sent me this huge text. Yes, I've been going out with him for 3 years.
3 years.
And we have a child that's a year old.
Oh, my
And
God. Oh, my
Your
gosh.
husband fathered another child.
After he said he didn't want
yes.
kids.
And he didn't want any kids. Mhm.
Whoa.
So my jaw just dropped. I mean, I
Yeah.
just didn't know what to do. I was crying, and I said, no, I'm going to confront him. So what I did, I knew the truck was under my name that he was driving to work.
Here we go.
And I had told him, you know what? You put that truck under your name because he was doing stuff, fishy stuff that I just didn't think he was right. And I went to his job and I said, give me the keys to the truck. That's my truck, And he's like, no, but why? It's mine. And I said, why are you cheating on me? And he's like, I'm not cheating on you. Oh, really? And then I started explaining to him, your mistress or your lover or whatever, you're messing around with her. You have a child. And to top it all off, my mother-in-law, everybody knew about this situation.
Oh, that's the most painful thing.
Oh yeah, you feel like
So they were
Holy
all covering.
smokes.
His mom
They're like,
knew.
look at our grandbaby. We're so excited. Look at our grandbaby. Meantime, he's married for 17 years to Lori. Holy smokes. From tracking the truck to getting the phone to figuring out that the mistress has a baby with him for 3 years. Oh, my goodness, Lori. Wow. How did you catch your cheater for real?
Yeah.
71339
Did
KRBE.
everything.
Lori, thank you for calling our show.
Wow.
Ray is standing by to tell the story next. Hi, Ray. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Ray.
Yeah.
Can you explain
So
how
give
you
us the
caught your
story.
cheater?
So I was literally asleep, and I had a dream about it.
Oh, you had a
And a
premonition?
few days later,
Like a premonition?
I guess I call it a dream. I guess so.
She was sleeping, had a
And,
dream about it. Oh man.
Yeah, I was asleep. Like, I was in dead sleep. And I woke up, and I told him, I was like, I had a dream you cheating or whatever. Of course, he was like, no. So, like, a few days later, we went out. After the club, he was like, oh, I'm going to the after hours. And I'm like, okay. But something was like, go to the apartments you saw or whatever, because I remembered, like, the area. And I went, and his car was out there. And I was like, oh, well, come outside or whatever. And then, of course, the girl was trying to act like, no, that's just my friend. It was nothing. I'm like, you gonna lie to him or whatever.
Wait, you're
And
talking
then,
about
okay.
after hour. Hold on, let me go through the chronology here. You're saying that y'all had gone out, and when he said he wants to go to an after hours club, you were like, okay, I'm gonna go home. But then you
Yes.
followed him, and he went to a girl's house instead of the
I
after hours
didn't
club.
follow him. No, I didn't follow him. Like,
How'd you find
he
him
went
then?
I remembered the apartments.
In
I had
your
seen those
dream.
apartments before
From the dream?
from my dream. Yes.
Wow.
You're kidding me.
That
Yes.
is
Yes.
weird.
So
I
you must have
always-
already
I tell
had
people-
some intuition that there was some girl in the for you to dream about that.
If you had a dream of some
right?
apartment is the complex near your house or where you lived? I mean, how do you
No,
have a dream
it's
about a
just-
complex?
Cause it's like I drive by it. I've driven by the complex before, like a lot. And
Wow.
I always had stuff like thoughts in my head, like, oh, he's probably doing something. But I always tell everybody, I'm like, I don't have to go search for your phone. I don't have to go hunt you down. It's gonna come to me. I'm gonna be at home and it's gonna come to me. So that was that was one of the times. Mind you, this was like 10 years ago. I'm not with this person no more. And the second time, again, I was at home. I was asleep. His phone called me. Well, his phone called me like 3 times back to back while he was having sex with somebody else.
No!
He butt
Yes.
dialed?
How long were y'all together? Were y'all married or just
God.
dating? And how long were y'all
we
together?
were just dating. We
Yeah.
were just dating,
Wait,
and we dated for
Did you
about,
hang
like,
up right away or did you listen to them while they were doing it?
So the first time I hung up, and then the second time I called back, and I'm like, what is this? like, I'm trying to listen. I'm like, hello, hello. So I hang up again. The third time he called back, and I was like, okay. So, like, I let it go. I hung up. Huh?
They kept answering.
I kept answering. Yes, I kept answering because I'm just like, I'm so mad. And I'm like, I want him to hear me. Like, I know he hear me screaming in his phone.
Oh, my God.
Hello.
You pick up the phone right now.
Yes.
Did he ever hear you?
No, he never heard me. So, like, a few minutes later, he called me. Like, nothing was wrong or whatever.
No.
Like, he didn't know.
Gosh.
And I was just like, oh, come over. And I think he figured, like, something was wrong because I kept persisting for him to come over. So he didn't come at that time. And I'm glad he didn't because I probably would have killed him.
Oh, my God.
Because that's how hurt I was. So, yeah, that was my time.
You're the dream catcher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dream catcher.
Eric hates dream talk, but that one's real.
Yeah, I don't like dream talk, but that was a good dream.
Yeah.
I'll give
And
it
real
up.
quick, Ray, how long did you say y'all have been dating? Because you didn't get to tell us how long were you with him before you found all this out?
Well, we were dating for 2 years on and off, but like the whole 2 years, it was like a lot of BS. He was like this popular guy, and all the girls wanted him. And then the thing was, he had like just got out of jail, and so he kind of like was
that's a
messing with
whole
everybody.
other topic, honey. That
Yeah,
is
the
a
girls
whole
want him.
other
He's the catch.
topic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Tell me
that
you
was
are not
like
with him
over-
still.
Now she's with someone new,
I know.
right?
Oh no, ma'am! I was young and dumb. Like that was my early 20s, and that was like.
If I was your new
12.
man, though, I'd be worried. Like every time you wake up, I'd be like, "Oh, what'd your dream say today?
You're like, tell me about your dreams last
Please
night.
tell me." I didn't
Wow,
Hey, real
Ray.
quick, what was he in jail for?
I think at the time, I don't even know because it was before me. Like, but I want to say it's probably like a drug charge or something like that, whatever, like possession or something like that.
Okay.
You
But no,
kill a
my
guy or
new
something.
man is like awesome. Like he is the best ever.
Well, I'm
So
glad to hear
yeah,
that.
Good for you.
Wow.
Good.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay, we thank you so much for calling, and I'm glad
I have a
you're
bunch
at
more.
that.
Should we come back with some more?
Yeah, why not?
Yes, because I need Kaylee
Bring
to
it.
stand by. Kaylee, you're not going anywhere. It has to do with getting back from the honeymoon. From the honeymoon.
Oh, my God.
How'd you catch your cheater? 713-390-KRBE. We'll be right back on the Roula and Ryan Show.
You busted them on your own, so pick up your phone. How'd you catch a cheater on the Roula and Ryan Show?
104.1.
KRBE.
Y'all do not disappoint. So far, we've had a woman that caught her man because she had a dream that he was cheating in an apartment complex. She drove there and found him.
Usually we do Scoop, brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston right here, but we had to continue with How'd You Catch Your Cheater? Because Kaylee is standing by to tell us how this is connected to her honeymoon.
Oh,
her
no.
honeymoon.
When you said honeymoon, I didn't want to ask any more questions. I just heard
honeymoon.
That's
honeymoon.
it. Let's let her tell us the story. Kaylee, welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show. Good morning.
Hi. So, yeah, we had our wedding on a Friday. We drove like 4 hours to be down here with family. Everything was good. We did the whole, like, write your own sweet little letter to each other before we walked down the aisle and all that. Well, we went to the honeymoon afterwards during the weekend, come back on Monday, and I'm like, he went to work, so I was like, so I'm going to get on Facebook and change the marital status. I was so excited. So I log into his account, and the first thing that pops up is messages between him and his ex about how when he gets home from his vacation over the weekend that they were going to meet up and all the dirty little things that he was going to do to her.
Uh-oh. Did she not know
From
that?
his vacation.
Did she not know that y'all got married?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm guessing not because he said it was his vacation. So
And he put in there, like, describe some dirty things.
Acts.
Oh, yeah, everything.
Oh, I'd throw it up. What did you do? Right?
With his ex. With his ex.
I'd be screenshotting that
yeah.
to send it to him going, don't you dare come home.
So what was the next
So,
step?
yeah,
Kaylee, what did you do next?
I woke him up. I got angry, woke him up.
Oh, so he's right next to you in bed.
He's there.
Yeah, he was like, it was a moment of weakness. We're married now. Just give me a chance. I'll do everything right. So finally, after 3 years of dealing with cheating, I got a message from a cam girl saying, if your husband doesn't send me $500, I'm going to send these dirty photos to all your friends and family. So I was just done.
He's cheating with a cam girl,
oh my
is what you
gosh,
said?
She's
she was
blackmail you
blackmailing?
with revenge porn.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So.
And then what happened, Kaylee?
Well, we finally got the divorce, and
So you initially
Not even
overlooked
like an
it.
annulment? You were married like what? Like 5 minutes when you found out he was
Yeah,
cheating
we
on
didn't
you?
get the annulment. Like I was just saying that I was done, but he
But
talked me into staying because we were married. You know, he was like, "Give it a chance." You know,
And you gave him a chance?
Yeah, and then 3 years later, got that message from the cam girl.
Ooh.
You didn't have any kids, did you?
Oh my god!
But I actually got pregnant 2 months after we got married. Yeah,
So you're stuck with him
Yeah.
for a long time.
Forever.
yeah, it's been fun.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Wow, that took a turn.
Take 1,000 naked pictures of yourself now.
And oh my god!
I'm sorry.
Kaylee, how long ago did that happen? How many years have passed now? Recently or?
We divorced first month of 2017. So, yeah, now we just fight over our son.
I'm sorry.
A lot, but otherwise.
Have you met anybody since?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a boyfriend now. And
Oh, good.
And what's crazy, like your son will never know what kind
Wow.
of dirtbag his dad was. I mean, he should know. You shouldn't tell him. But
his dad tries to feed him a lot of garbage. I'm like, you just wait till you're old enough.
and he'll turn it around. He'll turn it around, and somehow time makes people forget what they've done in the past, and they'll make it sound sweet. And like I just wasn't. I knew I wasn't in love with your mom.
I'm good now.
Right. It wasn't-
I'm apologizing now. I wasn't good to your mom now. I know that. No, dirtbag.
You should write a letter to your son and just hold on to it the way you feel now, and have that letter. So if you ever need it down the road,
I hate the
that's
fact
how you
that
felt.
he's pumping his head full of, you should never put your kids in the middle of this ever.
But he's lying. He's
Right.
trying to make it look like he's rewriting history. Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Kaylee, and I'm sorry you have to have issues with him as y'all try and co-parent your son. But you do the best that you can do, and thank you so much for sharing your story. Cruz is up next with "How Did You Catch Your Cheater?" at 713-390-KRBE. Also has to do with the wedding.
Oh my God, what's going on with weddings?
Cruz, what is going on? Tell us a story. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you guys doing? Long time listener, big fan, and mine happened on my wedding night. She was a blue-eyed, blonde-haired girl from Nebraska. I'm just a small-town boy from Pearland, and I flew her family down to Cabo San Lucas in a surprise wedding. And my family down too. My parents helped pay for it. We had the dream wedding on the beach in the Cabo San Lucas, and that night, my wedding night, my mom and my aunt come knocking on my hotel suite door, and they're like, "Hey, where's your wife?" And I was like, "She's right here next to me." I look in the bed, she's gone.
Uh-oh.
And they say, "Come follow me." And I just knew right away, what was going on, and so I followed them to the hotel room, and you could sure hear them through the bedroom door.
Wait a second. You've skipped some steps.
Wait.
Steps. So go back. Y'all have had the wedding, you had the reception, you went to your honeymoon suite, you fell asleep, and this is what time in the morning your mom is knocking
She's like
on the door saying,
tiptoeing out
"Where's
in
your
your
wife?"
sleep.
Probably about 3 in the morning.
3 in the
Probably about
morning.
3 in the morning.
So you pass
your
out.
mom-
She tiptoes out of the room.
And then your
Yeah.
mom, how did your mom hear her or know it's her
I
in
guess
this
what
room?
happened was they went partying in the lobby, and then my mom, it being a small, a resort, and my
Right.
parents, I'm sure my parents and my aunt saw them, because we went.
Who'd you see him with? I don't know. I
Who
missed
was
that
the
part.
dude?
Is it part?
We had, I don't know the guy. We had a small daughter. And so I'm sure when they took the kids, we left the party, like the reception, because after the wedding you have a reception right there on the beach, and we left the reception probably about 10, 11. And so we did our thing.
The guests keep going. Okay, the guests keep going,
the guests
and they're keep going.
Exactly right.
Okay.
And I got 5 brothers, so they all stayed there. I'm sure partying hard, and they had their wives there. And I'm sure she snuck back out after I passed out, and then she went partying and probably met I don't know the setup, to be honest.
Was the guy part of the wedding party, or is it just some dude from Cabo?
God, Cruz.
You can't say that.
You can't
So you sat next to the guy that was bragging that he slept with the lady.
So I try to confront the guy, and he's so drunk he just falls off the bar stool, and I'm just like, whatever, dude.
So
And
he had been bragging about sleeping with your wife.
Yeah, well, he felt bad, I guess. He was really like,
He said he can't believe he did it with a bride on her wedding night.
yes. Yeah, and so
And you're like, that was my bride. That's my bride.
Did she have the dress on?
It was my trash. But
oh my God.
How'd you confront her? Like, I mean, what did you say to her?
Okay, so we go. I'll leave a long note because remember I changed our deep sea fishing trip because our parents had to leave early, so the next morning I couldn't even see her. I was deep sea fishing with her parents.
Okay.
And
With her
so
parents. Oh,
Do her parents know what you know, Cruz? Do her parents know what you know on this fishing trip?
They did at the time. So
Oh my God.
a little backstory
Oops,
behind it. We
had
just bought a house. We had just bought a house in Pearland. Just bought a house, and our daughter was now 3 years old. And so she was my first everything. Now put your imagination. I did everything. She was my first everything.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I was just shocked, numb, didn't know what to do. I spent many years getting cheese on it until you finally realize your worth, your self-worth. You finally realize that no matter what you do, could shake. Because I used to believe if you love a person hard enough, they'll change. When I was younger, and it doesn't work that way.
What was her excuse? What did she say? Why she did this?
She during our divorce, she tried to tell the judge that she was hurt as a child, if you know what I mean. And so she tried to blame that card, and I said, you know what? I was beat by my real dad as a kid, and I'm an amazing dad. So you choose the life you choose as an adult. And whatever excuse you want to use, I wasn't buying into it.
So because she had a childhood trauma, she thought that she would cheat on you on the honeymoon.
But you did confront her in Cabo after the fishing trip.
Oh yeah. All she did was put on the tears, and
she's a victim.
You know that. And back then, like I said, the week before we went to Cabo, we just closed on our house in Pearland. We have a brand new daughter. And I didn't know what to do. To this day, my parents stopped talking to me for multiple years.
Why?
Because my daughter ended up getting. What led to the divorce was my daughter ended up getting hurt by one of her guys, and my parents blamed me for that for many years, saying that it could have not happened if I would have left her after my wedding night.
So you didn't leave her; you stayed in the relationship, and then something.
I did. I'm Catholic. Very, very strong into my belief.
Cruz.
Wow.
And so, I know. Not anymore.
No, but it's a lesson. I mean, wow, that's unbelievable on so many levels. So many different parts of this story are just whoa.
It's just horrible. I'm
How'd you
sorry.
There's a
catch
lot of
your
people on
cheater?
hold. We
Your
can bring it
mama
back.
caught your cheater.
We used to do it on Mondays. We haven't done that in a while, so we can bring it back next Monday.
After Boosters
Yes, we
and my
definitely
wedding,
will.
I came up to our suite, and there was like 10 people in there. And yes, they're all outside partying and drinking my beers and taking tours of our 2,000 square foot.
You're like, we didn't have time to do anything.
I was like, can y'all leave? Get
out of my room.
No, Mumbles was up in my room, and Carol.
Y'all oh man, I can't with
Roula
this
and Ryan
story.
show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
All right, it is brought to you by Duncan. Today is the anniversary of 9/11. 22 years ago, the deadliest terror attack on U.S. soil happened. We lost nearly 3,000 Americans that day.
I mean,
And we'll never forget.
22 years ago, next week is when you and I would go to that Sterling bar and just drink. We were depressed with everything going on.
Didn't we go up there on 9/11? You and I, we met at that bar that night.
Was that night or the night next night?
I remember we
right
were
around
watching.
there. I know we were.
They kept
for like
playing
a week
the
straight.
plane going in a loop into the building, and we just kept seeing that. We're like, oh my god, how is this happening?
I do the radio show from 5 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon every day for like 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a scary time.
Yep, it was. HISD, like most of the school districts out there, have banned cell phone use in the classroom, and obviously teachers can confiscate the phone. But this year, HISD cell phone policy has changed. Now students have got to keep their phones in their backpack throughout the entire school day. You know, before they could, maybe get out in the hallway during class and between classes.
Well, you know they will be, though.
Yeah.
You'll be busting that
be
thing out.
sneaking into the bathroom and doing it. But now the official policy
But
is...
just if you're a girl, you can put your AirPod in, put your hair down.
AirPod, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see it.
Or what about Apple Watches?
Apple Watches are also banned.
Oh, they are?
All the stall
Apple
doors are
Watches
closed and locked. No one's pooping.
Yeah. No one's pooping. Smells really good here. All the doors are closed.
And the Astros beat the Padres 12-2 yesterday. What a game.
Yeah, that was amazing. We won that series 2-1. The first one, they kicked our butts. Eric texted me, I'm done with this game. This sucks. Because we got whipped on Friday.
Well,
but Saturday and Sunday, they brought it.
He was an awesome pitcher, Blake Snell. He's the best. I told you that would happen, so. That's all right. We got 2 out of 3. You just got to win the series.
Yep, and the Texans fell to the Ravens 25-9 in their season opener.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's still, at least we don't have Lovie Smith anymore. That's a win right there. Even though they lost. Better future.
If you guys missed what happened today on Roula and Ryan's Roses update, wow, what Dana had to say after finding out her husband Scott cheated on her for the second time. We'll check in with her next on the Roula and Ryan Show.